Hello everybody, hope you're doing fantastically well. It's Connor here, and yes, we are back with another Rumour Mill episode. We are going to be speaking about certain people who are linked to Leeds United today, as well as reflecting on Jesse Marsch's press conference thoughts. Obviously, his press conference was today around about 2 p.m, I believe it was, and we're going to get into that today, exactly what he said, and the pressure that is undoubtedly on the Leeds manager this weekend. Before we get going, everybody, I'd like to tell you that there will be a Generation Leeds that is going to be recorded tonight. Me and my dad absolutely chatting waffle about Leeds United. That's going to be uploaded onto the Patreon account. If you guys are interested in that, it's a £5 a month. Upload about 2 videos a week. It can be a topical video. It can be the debrief extra. It can just be the Generation Leeds pod as well. So make sure you head on over there. Link will be in the description below. Make sure you're liking and subscribing as well. Everyone comment on the videos. I do read every single comment, believe it or not. And yeah, there's some spicy ones on the last video. So let's get into it. First off the bat, everyone, we're going to get right into the meat of it. Is this a must-win game against Cardiff for Jesse Marsch at the weekend? I would argue it is. Leeds are on an absolutely dreadful run of form at the minute in terms of wins. Leeds are not picking up wins, everybody. And when you look at the quantitative data to back that up, the numerical evidence, unfortunately, Leeds' table standing reflects that. Leeds' wins this season reflects that. And even though it is a cup game, we need to start gathering a little bit of momentum. A little bit of confidence needs to be built within these ranks, because it feels at the minute at Leeds, we are just not able to get any momentum built whatsoever. That needs to start with the game against Cardiff at the weekend. I'm hoping for a relatively strong Leeds United side, and I'm hoping for a relatively comfortable win. And yes, I do say that word, everyone, comfortable, because no win that comes for Leeds United is comfortable. I was watching an interview with Jesse the other day after the game, and he seems really frustrated. He seems to want to go and attack these teams who are in and around the bottom when Leeds have actually taken the lead. He seems like he wants to go and actually put a second, a third, a fourth past these teams, but I am completely confused as to why Leeds are seemingly unable to get that message throughout the entire squad. There seems to be a breakdown, a lack of awareness of what Jesse wants after a Leeds take the lead. And I think that's a problem. I think it's a huge, huge problem. Whether or not the players are just not football, they're not able to quite understand Jesse's methods from a football IQ perspective, which I highly doubt, because I don't think the message is that complex, or whether or not Jesse's not delivering his message in the right way. Something is going wrong at that club when it comes to delivering the message on the field, especially when Leeds are in the lead. They are not able to consistently put out the same blueprint, a consistent blueprint throughout the entire 90. And I know that's difficult, everyone, but it's 15-minute spells here, it's 20-minute spells here, then there's a dominant period from the opposition. The pattern, the trend is consistent every single time Leeds United play. There has to be a buck in the trend. There has to be a stutter in what's going on at the minute, and that stutter is obviously going to be a win. It's going to be a comfortable performance. It's going to be an easy win. That's what we need against a championship side. That really is. And I know it's Cardiff City. I know Leeds versus Cardiff has always brought up a few spicy games in the past, but I think it's a really important game for Leeds United, this. I really do. I don't like the FA Cup. I think it's boring now. There's nothing to it. Nobody puts any weight of importance on it anymore, and I apologise if I offend anyone in the comment section with that, but just with the money attributed to the FA Cup and the standing that's put towards it nowadays, it just is not as important as league position. It really isn't. And obviously Leeds are not going to win the competition. So for me, I'm not putting that much onus on it, but at the same time, that's in terms of a tangible reward, because I don't think we're going to get the trophy. But when you actually look at it, building confidence right now for Leeds United, I think it's imperative that we get a win, and a comfortable win, a good performance. More details coming out of the press conference as well is that Luis Sinisterra is getting closer. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind that this guy's going to make a huge difference for Leeds United. Added potence, added quality, added dynamism in that final third. A real top player, technically the best player at Leeds United, and he's been out for too long. The adequate Rafinha replacement when it came to quality, and we've not been able to display that quality. But the system, once again, as I was saying earlier, needs to feed to Luis Sinisterra, and I believe it does, because Leeds are still scoring goals. There's no doubt about that. But as I was saying yesterday, we have to start shutting up shop. We really do. And hopefully with the addition of Maximilian Verber, Leeds are going to be able to demonstrate a little bit more defensive resilience. But Luis Sinisterra is getting back. He was out, obviously, until after the World Cup. with a foot injury, and it's going to be great to see him back. It really is. Apparently he was on the pitch individually today at training, apparently looking really strong sprinting. So Leeds are just going to have to ease him back into it, because we do not want Luis Sinisterra picking up another injury. He's the best player at the club. So yeah, we know obviously from this as well, apparently there's updates on Bamford and Forshaw, which I just don't care about anymore. I just have no interest in, and it's frustration. It is. It's built on frustration. It's built on just a general, I don't care anymore. Just go out and get another striker. I don't care. Adam Forshaw, whatever. Just go out and get another midfielder. It's boring. It's so boring to hear the same message every week. They're nearly back. They're back on the grass. They're training. Then inevitably, a week after they play, they're injured. They're going to be out. We don't know when they're going to be back. It's boring. Stuart Dallas will probably be back before Patrick Bamford is back. He'll probably have more games this season than Patrick Bamford will have. And, you know, how embarrassing is that? And that's no slight on Patrick Bamford. He can only do as much as he can do. He's probably trying to get back fit as quickly as he can for Leeds United. But the negligence and the naivety of the club is shining through again. There's been no talk of a new striker, which is difficult for me, because I'm absolutely losing my mind when it comes to the planning of this club. And as I've said on multiple videos, they're clearly skin or they're daft. So, yeah, apparently Marsch has explained a lot of doubts across the team, which you won't go into. The hope of many of them are back for Sunday. Bamford back in training, Forshaw, Sinisterra back in the week, hopefully. So there you go. A little bit of team news there, but good to see Sinisterra on his way. Apparently Maximilian Werber made an express wish to move to Leeds United this month, hence the switch to Ellen Road. That's according to RB Salzburg Director of Football Christoph Freund, who insists the Austrian side are confident they will be able to replace the defender. Interesting. Werber completed a move to Leeds United for 12 million. Obviously, he's the latest club, but apparently he was an extremely important player, says Salzburg and that's Richen, but it was his express wish to leave. However, I'm convinced that we can replace him. It's a great opportunity for the young players again, which I thought was quite a dignified response, really. The pressure on another article has said that apparently Jesse Marsch is under pressure. Yes, Sarah Shepherd from The Athletic, obviously we know The Athletic, a very reputable source, our own Phil Hay writes them as well, has said that mounting pressure is on Jesse Marsch ahead of this weekend. Writing on The Athletic website on Friday the 6th, obviously today, Shepherd reported that at least one more Premier League manager is expected to be sacked this season, and name dropped Frank Lampard, Moyes and American boss Marsch. In this article as well, it says ex-Spurs manager Mauricio Pochettino is currently without a job and has been heavily linked to a number of Premier League clubs, including West Ham, Leeds and Everton. However, it is understood the 50-year-old is unlikely to be interested in a move to Leeds United. I think we're all very aware of that. Pochettino can just sit back and wait for that next big club to come in for him. I think it's going to be difficult for Leeds to be able to muster up a challenge for someone like him, but no doubt, everyone, the pressure is on Jesse Marsch this weekend. If Leeds lose to Cardiff, or if we get a draw to Cardiff, and we've got Everton, we've got Aston Villa on the 13th, Emery's Aston Villa away, you know, this isn't a Bielsa team against Aston Villa where, you know, Bielsa, we seem to have a half-decent record against Aston Villa. Obviously, we know even after he got sacked, we got a 3-3 result there, even though it was turmoil, it was going 3-1 down. But the pressure is on Jesse Marsch. I mean, how many games has he won now this season? Is it 2, 3? You know, it's not good for him. He cannot lose this game. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in, it's the players this, it's this, that, it's external fault, this, that, and the other. At the end of the day, unfortunately, it all comes back on the manager. It really does. And there has got to be some accountability for Jesse Marsch here. He cannot lose to Cardiff. He cannot draw to Cardiff. And we can't lose to Villa. We can't. We cannot lose to Aston Villa. So these are the, you know, we just can't keep going on everyone and thinking this is okay, because it's not. It's really not. It's getting to a stage now where you're wondering where Leeds' next win really is coming from. Anyway, guys, as I say, we are going to be recording the Generation Leeds podcast in about 25 minutes. Make sure you check that out on the Patreon tonight. Have a good one, and I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.